What's up, family? It's been a minute since I've gone live on Facebook. It feels like it's been a minute, but anyways, good workout, good side hustle business today. You know me, I go live only on Facebook if the spirit hits me, so today the spirit hit me. Anyways, it's hump day, and all I can say is stay focused. This is just nothing but positivity. Anybody who needs to hear this, stay focused, stay on your grind. If you got a side business, a side hustle, if nobody gives you a like or any play, if nobody clicks on your websites, it's all good. Stay focused. Because one thing I can say is, like I said, ever since I've gotten incorporated when it comes to making content, selling products, doing wholesale and real estate, all that good stuff, I've definitely seen the real ones that are around and the fake ones that are around. And that's the main thing. It's funny, the older I get, the more I'm just like, you really know who your real people are, whether they're friends or family. If you open a business, start a side hustle or anything, and as much as everybody that's on social media, if they give you some support and whatnot, then there's some real ones. But if they don't, then they're not real ones. They just people that just, I call them people that just like to entertain you, and they might like to entertain you with intellectual debate, or as Jason Black would say, prison babble, or just wasting time and whatnot. And one thing I've noticed, the funny thing is, when I first started listening to Jason Black, things about 2017, 2018, I didn't agree with everything he said. But now, as I've gotten older, I agree with most of the things he says. I still have some disagreements in regards to certain aspects of things in life, but I agree with a lot of things that he says in regards to who your partner is, how your partner looks and acts, how you bring, things to the table and whatnot, and what you expect from the people that are around you, what they bring to the table. And not only that, the word elevation, if your people aren't even supporting your stuff monetarily, people aren't supporting your stuff from a sharing perspective, if your people aren't referring you, then they're not your people. Because like I give myself a pat on the back and I talk my ish, because I'm just like, I share people's businesses and accomplishments on social media, and that I've never even met. I like all their content. I share all their content. If I'm even interested in their services, I might even refer their services and whatnot, or products to people, because that's just how I was brought up and whatnot. And a lot of things I'll say is that if you don't leave anything with Black History Month, I know it's always talking about Black history, but the one thing I'll give respect to Black Americans in this country, from a Black history perspective, is it's like all the stories that I find out about in regards to people who own so much land, so many businesses, in a time where it was just normal to get lynched, kidnapped, the crap beat out of you, when it was just normalized, and for those accomplishments to happen during that time frame, it says a lot. When people couldn't even vote, but they owned so many businesses and owned so much land. Families stuck together. Family had picnics. Family had, going to church was more than just reading the word, but going to church was celebrating each other. You know what I'm saying? In a sense, going to church was like a family reunion for Black Americans during that time, during segregation, during slavery, and it's just amazing how we've gotten so far away from that. Especially, I can blame previous generations from my generation. I can blame my generation, millennial generation, in regards to how we've gotten so far away from that, because this family just ain't what it used to be. And a lot of people have gotten away even going to church in a lot of aspects, because they'd rather get the word online and get it in person, because people just get drained of people so much it's not even funny. Like, that's just such a common thing. And I always say, hey, I'm a Capricorn. It don't take much for me to get drained from being around too many people too often. I'm not a people person whatsoever. I might look like it online, but in real life, no, I'm not a people person, and I'll never fake to be like I'm a people person. And I leave it at that. All right, cool. I'm about to say there's got to be some parking around here. Lord have mercy. Woodbridge is overcrowded. And when I say overcrowded, I mean crowded on some real ish. So perfect. Hold on a second. I'm about to pull in here. But yeah, man, that's just how I look at it. Yeah, Woodbridge is overcrowded. So cool. Park out here. But anyways, that's all I had to say, man. It's just like family's not really what it used to be. People aren't really what they used to be. And in 2025, I'm seeing that more and more. And because 2025, Lord, 2026, I've been seeing that more and more. But I mean, I think I've really been seeing that more and more for like the last 5 years. So with that being said, never, once you get past 35, you stop bet. If you haven't bet on the right horses of people in life, then learn not to bet on the wrong horse or on the wrong horses of people. And that's not just relationships, that's when it comes to friendships. Because, and I've said this to a bunch of people, family's not about a last name and blood. Family's about how people treat you and how you want to treat them. On some realness, because you got family, everybody's got family members that are the biggest pieces of crap that you will ever meet. But they think that you should put up with their nonsense because they have the same last name and bloodline or whatnot. That's not how this works, buddy. So maybe one day, I don't know, because shout out to Gen Z. I know a lot of them they actually, because they grew up with all this technology, they actually like to take a break and, going out to nature and hanging out with family and things of that nature in regards to doing things outside of the box. So will people do more and more things outside of the box as technology continuously advances, and how robotics will continuously advance in the life? Who knows? Or we just might turn into Japan, to the point where people won't even want to engage in what is it? How's the best way to put it? I'm gonna try to be respectable about it. Intercourse or coitus, is if I was like on the Big Bang Theory with Sheldon, because it amazes me how a country like Japan, to where the men do not want to have intercourse with females, they'd rather engage with the video games and robots. And people say that other Western nations like Europe and America, where the birth rates are down, that could be a thing that takes place in a big way in the future. But we'll see what happens. But anyways, this live video was just about, staying positive, staying the course. If you're working a side hustle, if you're working a business, and if nobody's got your back, I got your back, even if I've never met you. If you're my friend on Facebook, I'm going to share your stuff, because that's how I roll, and I respect people that are in my circle to be the same way. So on that note, folks, hit up my YouTube channels, Patterson L Properties, Larry's Anything Goes, LLC, Patterson L Properties, LLC. Do the great three things, like, share, and subscribe. Have a great evening. Make money moves so you can live broke like fools. It's saying in Spanish. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life. Or as I say in Spanish, tenga una buen día. Have a good day. I'm out.